Hello everyone, it's Julian back with another AniCa Tech Studios video. And today we're going to be taking a look at AniCa Studios' very first open source project called Blazor Shared UI. This is a template project so that you can create one UI and share it across both Blazor Web and Desktop, which is desktop/mobile. In this video, we're going to highlight all of the features that we packed into this template so you guys know how to use it. Don't worry, the link for this repository will be linked in the description below. So let's get started. All right, let's get started. On our right-hand side, let's take a look at all the projects and break them down. At the very top, we have base. This is where all of our core UI live, services, repositories, modals, pages, singletons, everything that is core to our application that we want to share across both of them has to live in here. Next up, we have custom, but I'm going to talk about this project a little later. Next up, we have desktop, which is the Blazor MAUI project, which can be run on any of these platforms. And it runs the majority of the Blazor code, but we don't really need to worry about it too much. And we have then the Blazor Server, which is in the web project. Now, this does not support Blazor WebAssembly. If you did want a WebAssembly template, let me know down in the comments below. So let's talk feature-wise. Now, as you can see in the README, it kind of lists out all of the features, and I'm going to go through them step by step. So first up, what is really core to this app was pages. I wanted to share pages across my Blazor applications, but unfortunately, due to a bug, that wasn't necessarily possible in Core 7. But in Core 8, they did end up patching it, so we were able to use pages across both Blazor applications. So let's take a look at what that looks like. And it's just a regular Razor page, like as you would normally use. You can now share this across with the page tag, inject your classes, put your page titles, and actually use it like a web page. So if I open up, there it is. It's now shared. Not only do I have it here in my web, I also have it here in my desktop app, and it looks exactly the same, which is just great. But not only that, we also have the ability to share components, which you already could do under RCLs, but just want to reiterate that you can break them down if you don't want to use full web pages. You can just use components and share those as well across both. Now, we can also use singletons. We can actually create the singleton in the base application to be shared across both apps. However, you do need to still register them in the applications under their program functions, like so. But once you do that, you can easily call and reference them throughout the application. So for example, if I go here and let's say type my name, right? And then I'll just go over to data, and it still says, hello, Julian. Great. And you can use singleton data lists, as well as you can still use services. Just like singletons, you can use scope services as well. And again, this carries for both applications, like you can see here. Great. It has been honestly great to have both of these abilities in Blazor in both applications. Like I can now have one central place and be sure that all of my data is there to follow. Now, not only do you have shared resources, you also have a shared WWWRoot directory. Now that means you don't need to copy and paste your CSS, your images, your JavaScript. It can all live in the base WWWRoot, and you can just reference it like so by adding underscore content, base, and then the path to your file, whether it's a style sheet, image, or JavaScript, or even just a regular file like a PDF and you want to have that referenced. Now, you can install NuGet packages and use them across your applications, and you can directly install them into base and use them as just per base. Let's say you want to use SQL and connect to SQL databases. You don't need to install those NuGet packages across both the web and desktop apps. You can just install it directly into the base project, and it will then carry those DLLs with it once it builds into the main projects. That way you don't need to have them referenced, and you can only have to worry about one area. Now, there are some NuGet packages that you do need to install across all of them, and that is the Blazored resources. I did end up installing them so that you could see them here. We can have our modals still. We can have our toasts, and those did have to be installed across all the applications, but since it's all set up in this template, you don't have to do that. You can go and create all your custom modals under the modals folder and reference them just fine, and they will work across both applications, as you can see right here, which is honestly phenomenal. Now, another couple of things is that I did include some CSS. So Bootstrap is included in the projects along with Font Awesome. I did, like I say, include Blazored Modal and Blazored Toast. Dapper is already included, as well as the MySQL connector and Microsoft SQL connectors as well. They are already included with examples of how to use them. And if you actually wanted to test it out, there is a little SQL page where you can actually test out the SQL connectors by connecting them directly to a SQL database. And here you can see that I have a shared image that is being referenced across both devices. And finally, I want to talk about this really cool feature that I was able to put into this application, which again, you may or may not have a use for, but I call it lazy loading. And a lot of you that know this term, usually in web development, know it means that you're loading a resource much later on when you need it rather than loading it all at once. But I'm using this in a different kind of context because I'm basically using reflection to pull in components when I want them. So as you can see, this custom library is being brought in from the custom library. However, the custom library is not, however, referenced in any way in the base application. Now, in terms of the project, I did link desktop and web to pull the DLL, but both desktop and web cannot utilize the component. Only base can, and base is loading it from the DLL into memory and accessing it. This allows you to create dynamic components that if you had maybe multiple users or different customers that you wanted to see different things, you could load custom DLLs that have custom components that are directly for them. Or you could use it for things that I haven't even thought of yet, but this gives you the ability to have at runtime custom Razor components being shown. That was really what I wanted that to do, and you guys can do with it how you please. And that's really it for version 1 of our Blazor Shared UI project. I hope it can help further your own projects. I'm curious what you will build with this. Let me know down in the comments what you want to build or what you have built using this template. And if you have suggestions, we're always open to new ideas of how we can improve it or modify it. And like I said, if you do want a WebAssembly version, let me know down in the comments and we'll see if we can try to build one out for you so you guys can use it and build much more newer things as well. Anyway, I think that will do it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for all your support. I hope you guys really do like this project, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Blazor has honestly been an amazing tool, and I'm so happy that Microsoft has made it. It has taken ASP.NET to a whole new level, I think, and definitely opened a lot of possibilities for me. I mean, I would not have been able to build this if it wasn't for them. So I wanted to thank Microsoft for that, even though I know people have a love-hate relationship with that. I am still happy that this came out of it, and I was able to make this for you guys. So please enjoy and let me know what you guys create with it. Alright. On to creating our next big thing.